Ever walk into a room and feel like you're invisible or share a conversation, only to realize they'll forget you the moment you leave? After 50, connection shifts. We've outgrown surface-level charm. We want to be seen, remembered, felt. Today, I'm going to show you 9 psychology-based habits that quietly make people lean in, light up, and never forget you, not by performing, but by being the most magnetic version of your real self. And number 9, that's the one that makes everything else work. Stick around, because these might be the most quietly powerful tools you've ever used. So how do you become that person? The one others remember, seek out, and talk about long after you're gone? Let's start with something surprisingly powerful. You know what most people fear, regardless of age: embarrassment. But here's the truth. Confidence in the face of embarrassment is unforgettable. Imagine this. You're sharing a story at dinner and lose your train of thought. Do you freeze or laugh and say, well, that thought just ran off with my coffee? When you can laugh at yourself, you put everyone else at ease. People aren't drawn to perfection. They're drawn to ease. Self-deprecating humor is powerful because it signals emotional strength. Not the kind that needs to be loud, but the kind that's grounded and real. Think about the most charming people you've met in your life. Chances are they weren't the slickest or the most polished. They were real. They were warm. They weren't afraid to laugh at themselves, and that made you want to be around them. And here's the bonus. When you laugh at yourself first, no one else can use it against you. You've already owned it. You've already turned it into connection. These small moments build trust. Come along for the journey, because we're only just getting started. That brings us to something powerful, yet simple: touch. Human connection thrives on warmth. A light, appropriate touch, like a hand on someone's shoulder during a laugh, releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It builds trust. This isn't about being flirty or pushy. It's about showing presence, sincerity, and attentiveness. Think of it like emotional punctuation, a small physical gesture that reinforces the tone of a moment. When you offer that kind of energy, people feel safer around you. So next time you're sharing a smile, a story, or a laugh, a gentle touch on the arm can make the moment stick. And while we're here, what's one small thing someone did that made you feel instantly connected to them? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your moment. It says, I'm here, I see you. And after 50, that kind of presence is magnetic. Now, let's talk about exaggeration, not for lying, but for levity. Humor activates the reward center. In the brain, try this. Instead of saying, I had a long day, say, today aged me a decade, but at least I'm aging like wine. A little exaggeration adds flavor to your stories. It's playful, vivid, and it lifts people's energy. You're not just telling people how you feel. You're helping them feel it with you. It also shows that you don't take yourself too seriously. And that's incredibly refreshing, especially in a world where so many conversations feel forced or formal. A little creativity in how you express yourself goes a long way. Next trick: flirt with confidence, but with playfulness, not ego. Imagine someone compliments you. Instead of deflecting, respond with, well, I've been working hard on that superhero glow. And then smile. It's all about tone. When you show that you can receive praise with a twinkle in your eye and a wink in your tone, you project self-assurance without arrogance. That's deeply attractive, especially when it's clear you're just having fun. It sends the message, I like who I am and I don't need to prove anything. That's a message people are drawn to. It also creates space for light, tension-free banter, which is one of the most natural ways to build connection. Now here's a big one: genuine compliments. If someone's wearing a color that lights them up, tell them. That blue brings out your eyes beautifully. If your friend shares an idea and you love it, say, that's a fantastic way to look at it. You always have such a fresh take. Compliments release serotonin. Yes, even in the brain of the person giving it. That's right, you feel good too. But most importantly, people remember who made them feel seen, and we live in a world that forgets to do that. So when you do it, honestly, warmly, and without expecting anything in return, you stand out, you become a bright spot in someone's day, and that memory lasts. If this kind of insight feels like something you need more of, join me here each week. We talk about how to show up real, steady, and seen, especially after 50. The next tip might be the most underrated: listening. I mean, really listening, not waiting for your turn to talk. When someone shares something with you, ask a follow-up question. If they say, "I just became a grandparent," don't stop at "congratulations." Ask, "What's your favorite part so far?" or "What's the baby's name?" That shows real interest. It tells them, "I value you." And when people feel valued, they remember you. When you make someone feel heard, you make them feel significant. And we all want to feel that way, especially in a world that often rushes past us. Deep listening is a rare and beautiful gift. Here's a fun one. Hooks. These are little openings that spark curiosity. Instead of saying, "I took a trip last weekend," say, "You won't believe where I ended up last weekend. It started with coffee and ended in a kayak." Hooks work because they make people lean in. They're like a puzzle piece that hasn't been placed yet. Your listener naturally wants to hear more. And the good news? You don't need to be a novelist to use them. You just need to think a little differently about how you start a story. It's the difference between "I went to the store" and "I accidentally made friends with a cat at the store today, and it followed me home." Hooks create anticipation, and anticipation is the secret source of attention. Now this one is gold. Storytelling. You have lived. You've seen things, learned things, felt things that younger people haven't even named yet. Share those moments, but shape them. Think of stories with a beginning, a turn, and a bit of humor or heart. Like the time you accidentally signed up for a salsa class when you meant to register for Tai Chi, or when your grandchild taught you a TikTok dance and you pulled a muscle trying. These stories don't just entertain, they invite people into your world. They build bonds. Stories are how we connect. They're how we teach, in comfort, inspire, and remember. So start collecting your own. They don't have to be epic, just real, thoughtful, and told from the heart. Now let's revisit our final trick. Confidence, but not the kind that puffs up the chest. Real confidence is quiet, kind, and rooted. It says, "I know who I am. I've made peace with who I'm not." You don't need to be the loudest voice. You don't need to impress anyone. Confidence at this stage of life is about presence, stillness, eye contact, taking up space without apology. Confidence isn't about perfection. It's about being real, and real is irresistible. The world is full of noise, but a person who speaks gently, listens deeply, and carries themselves with dignity, that's rare, and it's memorable. So if you want to be someone others remember, not for your performance, but for your presence, start here. Laugh at yourself. Connect through warmth. Compliment. Listen. Share. Stand tall. And if this resonates with you, come along for the journey. We've got so much more to explore together. Leave a comment and let me know. Which of these habits do you already practice? And which one do you want to bring into your relationships this year? Because at any age, connection is magic, and at your age, you're just getting started. You've got a story worth sharing, you've got a presence worth feeling, and you've got wisdom that deserves to be seen. Make the world feel you.